Hey all, it's Glitchin, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck list video. Today we're doing Cydra Dragons. I did make a list in the past, but since I got copies of Clockwork Knight and Duality, I feel the need to update my list. So let's get right into it. Starting off, we have 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. What would a Cyber Dragon deck be without Cyber Dragon? Bonus points if you have a high rarity copy of it. But Cyber Dragon is about as basic as our monsters are going to get. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon it. This is not an effect. It is a summoning condition. So, if your opponent goes first and you go second, which you should be doing, this is a going second deck, you can just special summon Cyber Dragon for free. And if they have an SP Little Knight on the field, you can just swing over it with your Cyber Dragon. Make quick work of it. Next, we have 3 Cyber Dragon Core. Core is the main searcher for the deck, allowing you to add any Cyber spell trap from deck to hand on normal summon. That is a mandatory effect for some reason. I don't know why. Also, if it's in the graveyard and you control no monsters while your opponent controls monsters, you can banish from the graveyard and special summon 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. Both of these effects are very good, and you can only use either one once per turn. Also have 2 Naxter. Naxter allows you to discard a monster from your hand in order to special summon it. This is an effect, not a summoning condition. Also, on summon, it allows you to special summon a monster with 2100 attack or defense from your graveyard onto your field. Cyber Dragon itself has 2100 attack, and most of our extra deck monsters have 2100 attack or defense in order to facilitate this effect. We also have 3 Cyber Dragon Herz. Herz, when sent to grave, allows you to add a Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Now, this doesn't seem very good since it can only trigger out the original Cyber Dragon, but I should mention that all 3 of these monsters are treated as Cyber Dragon when in the graveyard, allowing you to add any one of them back from your graveyard to your hand, except for Herz, because it cannot add itself. Also, if Herz is special summoned, you can make it level 5 until the end of the turn. This effect doesn't really come up, but if you're in a pinch and need a level 5 on the field and have a way to special summon Herz, you can make it a level 5, overlay it with Cyber Dragon. We also have 1 Cyber Dark Chimera. Cyber Dark Chimera, as an ignition effect, allows you to discard a spell and add a power bond from your deck to your hand. Also, when using Power Bond, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as fusion material for the effect of Power Bond. Both these effects are very good. Well, I shouldn't say both of these effects, they're all one effect. Allowing you to add a fusion spell from your deck to your hand is very good, especially one that doubles our attack points, since we're a going second OTK deck. Also, allowing us to use material from grave is very good, since we will be loading off the graveyard with a bunch of our cards. Also have 2 Galaxy Soldier, an honorary Cyber Dragon monster. Since combined with Herz, it allows you to get a free Cyber Dragon Infinity on the field. Galaxy Soldier allows you to discard another light monster from your hand to the graveyard in order to special summon it. And on summon, allows you to add 1 Galaxy Soldier from deck to hand. Combined with Herz, allowing you to add a Cyber Dragon from deck to hand. If you have both of these cards in your hand, you can Galaxy Soldier, summon itself, send Herz. Herz searches a Cyber Dragon, Galaxy Soldier searches a Galaxy Soldier, and that gives you enough material to summon out the second Galaxy Soldier, making 2 level 5s on field and going into your rank 5 very easy. Also have 1 Jizukuru. It is a light machine, so it is searchable off of one of our Cyber cards, and a searchable Kaiju is never bad for a deck. We also have 1 Therian King Regulus. Regulus is a Earth machine, which is searchable off another one of our cards, but only if it's in the graveyard, which you would rather it be on your field. But hard drawing Regulus is fine anyway, since you can get a free negate onto the board. For the hand traps and board breakers, we have 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Ash Blossom allows you to stop your opponent from adding from deck to hand, sending from deck to grave, or special summoning from deck. We also have 3 Imperm. Imperm allows you to target 1 monster on your opponent's field and negate its effects until the end of the turn. Also, if we control no cards, we can activate it from our hand. Also have 2 Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm, if you control no face-up cards, allows you to either destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls, or destroy all spell traps your opponent controls. Both very good effects, since we're a going second deck. Also have 3 Forbidden Droplet. Forbidden Droplet allows you to send any number of cards from your hand or field to the graveyard, and then negate the same amount of monster effects on your opponent's field. This does not target, which is very good. Also, if you discard a certain card type, monster, spell, or trap, your opponent cannot respond with that type. So, not only can our opponent not respond, but it is also non-targeting. Oh, and I should also mention, it halves our opponent's monster's attack, which is also very good since we're an OTK deck. Spells and traps, we have 3 Cyber Emergency. About as simple as a searcher can be. It allows you to add one Cyber Dragon monster from deck to hand. Very good card. And ups our consistency significantly. Hard sense to say. Also, since it is a Cyber card, it is searchable off of Cyber Dragon Core. Same case with Cyber Repair Plant. Cyber Repair Plant allows you to add a Light Machine monster from deck to hand if you have a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. This can search any Light Machine, which is very important because it allows us to search out our copy of Jizukiru. You can search out also Galaxy Soldier, if that would be a good combo at that point. But what do we care? Any good Light Machine we can add from deck to hand. Also, Cyber Rev System allows you to special summon a Cyber Dragon from your hand or graveyard. Since it also special summons from graveyard, you can summon back any of your little Cyber Dragons since their names are treated as Cyber Dragon when in the graveyard or on the field. Let's play one Cyber Dark Realm. Cyber Dark Realm allows us to search a Cyber Dark monster, and it gives us an additional normal summon of a Cyber Dark monster. Very good, allowing us to get out Cyber Dark Chimera. Also have one Power Bond for Cyber Dark Chimera's effect. You usually don't want to draw this card since it is much more useful if you search it off of Cyber Dark Chimera, since it allows you to use your graveyard as material. Next we have 3 Clockwork Knight. Clockwork Knight turns every monster on the field into a machine and boosts your machine's attack by 500 and reduces your opponent's machines by 500. Very good card, especially because of an extra deck card that is completely unfair that we are running. Well, it's also unfair against us as well as our opponent, so I only feel a little bit bad running it. 3 Duality. Duality allows you to tribute a monster if it is, or also have 3 Duality. Duality allows you to tribute a monster if it is light, summon a dark of the same level from your deck or extra deck. If it's dark, summon a light. Pretty understandable. And since our Cyber Dragons are light and most of our extra deck is dark, this is a very good card for the deck. Also 2 Machine Duplication. Machine Duplication allows you to target a machine monster with 500 or less deck and special summon 2 copies of it from your deck. Not exactly copies of it, cards with the same name. And since all of our little Cyber Dragons are treated as Cyber Dragon while on the field, it allows us to special out 2 copies of the OG Cyber Dragon from our deck. For the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Infinity. Cyber Dragon Infinity requires 3 level 6 monsters to be made. However, we will never be using this summoning condition. We will instead be ranking it up on top of our Cyber Dragon Nova. Cyber Dragon Infinity allows you to target 1 attack position monster on the field and attach it to itself as Xyz material. Also, as a quick effect, when your opponent activates a card effect, it allows you to detach 1 material from it and negate and destroy that effect. Negate and destroy the card. Blah, blah, blah. Nova is not as useful as Infinity. It mostly exists to just be a monster that we make into an Infinity immediately, but it effects allows you to detach 1 material from it in order to special summon a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard, or quick effect, banish 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand or field in order to give it an additional 2100 attack points. Well, these effects are fine, but the attack gain makes itself an OTK enabler on its own, should you need to go into it to do that. Also have 1 Zeus. Zeus can be made if an Xyz monster has battled. You just rank it up on top of 1 Xyz monster on the field. Quick effect, it allows you to detach 2 materials from it in order to send every other card on the field to the graveyard. Zeus is just a crazy card in any Xyz deck, so we should probably be running it. Also run 1 Link Kuriboh / Relinquished Anima. Doesn't really matter which, they mostly just exist to put our level 1s into the graveyard. Same purpose behind running 1 copy of Almirage. Almirage allows you to use a monster that was normal summoned with 8,000 or less attack in order to make it. Again, just to put our little Cyber Dragons into the graveyard. Also have 1 Cyber Dragon Seeker. Seeker requires 2 machine monsters, including Cyber Dragon. Also, its name is treated as Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. And during the battle phase, if it is not declared an attack, quick effect, you can target 1 monster you control with 2100 or more attack points and give it an additional 2100 attack points. Why does this effect matter? Because some of our monsters can attack multiple times, doubling or even tripling the amount of attack gained effectively, since they can swing multiple times and hit our opponents multiple times. Also, if you use its attack gain effect, you and your opponent do not take any battle damage from battles involving this card. Also, we have 2 Rampage Dragon. Chimeric Tech Rampage Dragon on Fusion Summon allows you to target spell traps on the field and destroy them, up to the number of fusion materials used to make it. Also, you can send up to 2 light machines from your deck to the graveyard in order to give it an additional attack for each. This card is usually our win condition. Having 3 attacks on an already okay body is pretty good, but since it can be made with Power Bond, doubling its attack points, and then Seeger, allowing it to get an additional 2,100 attack points, making it a 6,300 attack point monster that can attack 3 times, that can OTK our opponent out of nowhere. Very good card. We also have 1 Cyber Twin Dragon. Cyber Twin Dragon is mostly here as a duality target with our other level 8 monster. Trying to check Fortress Dragon. We have a couple of pairs of duality targets. Since one is light, one is dark, they're the same level. You can swing in with Fortress Dragon, duality, swing in twice with Cyber Twin Dragon. Fortress Dragon can be made by sending machine monsters plus Cyber Dragon from either field to the graveyard. That's why Clockwork Knight is insane, because we can send our opponent's board to the graveyard. Also, it gains 1,000 attack for each material used to make it. Just summoning this card is insane. It doesn't require any effects. It's a summoning condition, so as long as your opponent's monsters can be used as fusion material, they're basically getting kaiju'd. You also have 1 Chimeric Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. Mega Fleet Dragon is Fortress Dragon, but a little bit more fair, allowing you to send a Cyber Dragon plus a monster in the extra monster zone from field to grave in order to summon it. Also, it gains 1,200 attack for each material used to make it. With that, we combine it with our Cyber End Dragon, which is the same level but opposite attribute, in order to form an alright duality pair. So you summon Mega Fleet Dragon, removing our opponent's monster, swing with Mega Fleet, and then turn it into a copy of End Dragon, swinging for 4,000. And at that point, we have hopefully OTK'd our opponent. Alright, time for some combos. For this, we need 1 core plus any spell trap. I'll use Rev System as an example because it doesn't really change our combo in any way, given our current hand of a single core. We go normal summon core. Core effect, search Cyberdark Realm, since it is a cyber spell trap. Activate Realm. Realm effect, additional normal summon of Chimera. Chimera effect, discard a Rev System. In order to search a copy of Power Bond, make these 2 into our link to Seeger. Then we activate Power Bond. Hopefully we have another Cyber Dragon in hand, but we can just banish our core plus our Seeger should the need arise. And we have no other way of making a Chimeric Tech Rampage Dragon. Rampage Dragon effect, we will send 2 light machines. Doesn't really matter which. Herz is probably your best target. I like going Herz plus Naxter, so we can Herz add back our Naxter. But any light machines will do, in order to give it 2 additional attacks. Hoping we have the Seeger on the field still, and we didn't have to use it as fusion material. We can go into the battle phase. Seeger effect boosts this attack by 2,100. Swing with Seeger into anything our opponent controls that we can beat over, and then just attack 3 times directly with Rampage Dragon. That's pretty much what we want to be doing every game. Alright, next up is Herz plus Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier, discard the Herz. Special summon Galaxy Soldier in defensive position, as its effect requires. You go Chainlink 1 Herz, Chainlink 2 Soldier, so we can chain block the Herz, because getting a Cyber Dragon from our deck to our hand is a little bit more important than a Galaxy Soldier. Chain resolves, Galaxy Soldier adds us our copy of Galaxy Soldier. Herz resolves, allowing us to add our copy of Cyber Dragon. Activate Galaxy Soldier again. Make an Xyz for Nova. Then go into Infinity. That's a negate on the board. So, good combo. Why we play Galaxy Soldier. Let's show a Machine Dupe combo with Herz. Any little Cyber Dragon will do. Machine Dupe for 2 copies of Cyber Dragon. make them into the rank 5. And make them into a copy of Infinity. And you can then Infinity attach your little guy to it as material, giving it an additional 300 attack. Alrighty, some test hands. Since this is a going second deck, it's a little hard to illustrate what it does with just some test hands, but I will do my best. Duplication, Lightning Storm, Herz, Duality, Duality. This isn't bad. Our opponent goes first, they play their combo, we draw for turn, a Forbidden Droplet. That is pretty good. We go Lightning Storm, wipe out whatever they have. We can also Droplet, send the Lightning Storm in order to get 1 negate off. We can also get 2 negates off and have those monsters' attacks should the need arise. We then go Normal Summon Hertz, Machine Duplication to get 2 copies of Cyber Dragon. Hoping our opponent's board is clear, we have our Duality in hand. We can Duality attribute one of our Cyber Dragons in order to get a Rampage Dragon onto the field. And move these down so you can see them on camera better. Link summon with these 2 into your copy of Seeger. Hertz triggers, allowing us to add a Cyber Dragon from deck or graveyard to hand. We'll add from deck since we don't have any other Cyber Dragons in the graveyard that we care about. And activate Rampage Dragon, allowing us to send 2 Cyber Dragon monsters. You probably should have waited to activate the Hertz here, so you could theoretically get a Naxter back, but what does it matter? Giving it 2 additional attacks, go to battle phase, Seeger, boost its attack, swing 3 times, that's 42, 42, 42. Hopefully your opponent is dead by now. Well, that was the video. Hope you liked it. Pretty standard Cyber Dragon list, but regardless, please like, please subscribe. Whatever I gotta do to keep my YouTube analytics up.